Ammonite has now officially hit theatres. I went and saw this indie film. I'm really enjoying seeing all these indie films. But this is a film based in Britain. And it is all about a, hopefully I don't butcher this, a paleontologist. I think that's how you pronounce it. The one where they look for fossils and stuff like that. She is out there doing her job, and then all of a sudden she meets another guy that is interested in that field, and however is having relationship troubles with his wife, and he leaves his wife there while he goes on a tour to do other stuff with his work, and she falls ill, and now Mary, who is the character, has to now take care of his wife, and we go from there. So I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I felt about the film. Make sure you let me know in the comments below. What did you think of Ammonite? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I want to know. And also don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe as well, and let's jump into this review. Perfect. So what did I think of Ammonite? Look, since the pandemic hit last year, I started to watch a bit more indie films. And now I'm starting to really enjoy the indie films, and Ammonite is no different. I actually did quite enjoy this film as well. I actually was pretty encaptured in this film. I'm not gonna lie, this was it's a drama, and it was like, how do I explain how I feel about this film? I don't know. But I mean, there's only one place I can start off with, and it's the performances. Kate Winslet is absolutely phenomenal in this film, playing Mary. I mean, she is absolutely so good at playing Mary, who is a character that is very mysterious, but yet you feel so much for this character, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people can relate to Mary as a character. And I thought her performance was just outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And then the other girl who plays the wife that's left, I can't pronounce her name because I will butcher it, but she does star in Lovely Bones and many other films. She was fantastic as well. Both of them, the chemistry on screen was perfect. They bounced off each other. And for a film that doesn't have a lot of dialogue, it needed the chemistry. It needed these two actresses to really be able to be in a room together without any dialogue and still convey the tension, the emotion, the love, all these things in that scene without any dialogue, and they pulled it off. They made me believe every single scene where there was no dialogue, that I believed them. Just like in A Quiet Place, where you're watching this movie that has barely any dialogue, Ammonite does the same. It does a very similar thing. I think it's still got more dialogue than A Quiet Place, but it has a lot of scenes where it's just no talking whatsoever, and it's just all about the acting, the facial expressions, and just getting the feel of the scene. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, to be able to do that and then capture someone in that, you've got to give your hands up. You've got to give a clap, because it's just absolutely phenomenal how they did that. And it's all down to the performances and the directing. And it was fantastic. Fantastically done. Absolutely great. The characters were great. I loved Mary's character. She was so mysterious. I wanted to... What they did so well is you got a baseline understanding of who Mary is and what she does and how she is. She's a person that doesn't like to go out. She doesn't really like to interact with other people. She's all about her work, all about doing that. And then you start to peel the layers back as she gets to know the other character that she's looking after. You start to peel those layers back, and you start to really understand her a lot more, and you see her start to change and open up as a character. Beautifully done. The development of her character was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And the other girl who was playing the wife that was left, she was great as well. She started off as this arrogant character that just didn't care about anything. And as her and Mary started to get along, you could see the life in her start to come back, and she started to develop and started to peel back her layers as well. Absolutely phenomenal. The love story. This is a love story between the two girls. It's told beautifully. Absolutely told beautifully. There was, like, I have some problems with, like, certain films where they really speed up the process of this, and I can't believe it. It's like in a couple of weeks and days and stuff like that. I'm kind of like, I don't believe that. But this is beautifully done. It is structured, and it is told in a way where I believe that these two characters would fall in love. They're spending so much time with each other, and you can see the little subtle hints. They're just throwing those little seeds in there to show you that these characters are starting to fall for each other. And then when that love actually starts happening, and that, you're kind of like, wow, like, this is told brilliantly, and it's beautiful to watch these characters fall for each other and start to create this really strong bond. And then you get to the endings of the film, like towards the final act and that, and then you start to see it really start to be tested, and are they actually fully in love or not? It was awesome. It was great. It also tackles the themes of loneliness. There is a lot of themes running through this film with both characters about they don't want to be alone. And I think a lot of people in the world don't want to be alone. So a lot of people are going to resonate and actually really be invested in this film because they know that feeling of being alone, and they don't want to be alone. And then when you see these characters start to see that as well and start to develop those feelings for each other and start to realize that they're not alone, they have each other, it's brilliant. It's really, really good. Now, there is some really strong sex scenes in here. Like, I mean, really, really strong. Borderline pornography scene. It's only one though, and it fits in the movie. It's not one where, if you guys have seen After We Collided, it's not like forced. It's not just, let's just put a sex scene in just because. The sex scenes feel organic. They feel like they're meant to be. Like, yes, that is something that would happen in that scenario. And then, yes. So I have no problems with that. Absolutely no problems with it. It's organic, it feels right, serves a narrative purpose, and it starts to create this bond between them and really solidifies their actual bond and love for each other, which I'm down for. Absolutely fantastic. Now, there's a few things that I did have little issues with as well. When they're showing the letters and stuff like that, I can't read like that writing. So when I'm seeing that, I don't know exactly what the letter says. I can read the first line and I'm kind of like, I don't know what's going on. So I think that hurt the film. So if you can read the letter, you won't have this problem. But I couldn't read that writing, and I just didn't know what the letters were saying, and I kind of had to try and piece together what was happening. The ending, I'm not the biggest fan of the ending. It felt like they didn't know how they wanted to end the film. So they wrote this film that's ambiguous. I mean, it's up to your interpretation of what you think occurs at the end, when the credits roll. You get the chance to say what happened. And that to me hurt the film. It did hurt me. I was kind of like, when it ended, I was kind of like, I'm not sure about that ending, because I'm kind of sitting there and I'm like, so what happened? I'm trying to figure out what happened. So, but overall, Ammonite is a good film. I really did enjoy this film. And it's making me start to really like these indie films a lot more, and these low budget indie films. I'm starting to actually realize why people tell people to go watch these films, because some of them are actually really, really good, and I'm loving it. So Ammonite was great, loved it. So let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of Ammonite, sorry. What did you think? Let me know. Smash that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.